These professional chefs all want to break into the top ranks of the world's culinary elite. Deciding who has the talent to cut it is MasterChef judge Gregg Wallace.
I tell you what, I didn't expect you like that so much. That is really, really nice.
And culinary legend Michel Roux Jr. With 2 Michelin stars, he's expecting perfection.
It's not up to standard. It's rubbish.
Cooking doesn't get better than this. These 4 chefs have been working in professional kitchens for years, but they want to prove they can compete at their industry's highest level.
We're not looking for a chef who just cooks for a living. We're looking for a star of the future.
Someone who is going to go on to really make a name for themselves in this industry.
In today's show, the professionals will be set 3 grueling tests. Only the best chef will make it through to the quarterfinal. In this, the first of the tests, the contestants will not be cooking for Michel. As one of only a handful of 2 Michelin star chefs in the country, the 4 contestants will have to earn the right to cook for him. To whittle them down to the best 3, he's sending in his senior sous chef Monica to judge them.
Move it! Get that garnish on the plate now!
Monica, my sous chef, has been working for me for over 5 years. I trust her judgment. I know that if she says it's all right, then it's good.
Monica wants to determine who she'd be prepared to put in front of Michel. Only the best 3 chefs will have the privilege to cook for him. The other will be going home.
The skill test today is to open and cook these fantastic scallops. Scallops are very expensive. I want to see it open properly and cooked to perfection. The palate test is to make us a lovely potato rosti.
It's a wonderful thing. Potato, crispy on the outside, nice, soft and fluffy in the middle.
First up is French-born Ludovic, who's been cooking in Wales for the last 10 years and has worked his way up to the position of head chef.
In a kitchen, I'm not a very nice person. I'm very demanding. When I want something, I want it now, not tomorrow.
Ludovic, you have 10 minutes. Off you go.
To cook for Michel Roux, it would be absolutely great. He's my pop idol. He's my main star. And it would be just great to have him telling me he likes my food.
You've got just 2 minutes now. You've got 30 seconds, Ludo. You want to get those on plates, please? Time's up. Time's up.
Ludovic, you got the scallop out well. You got to that hole. Unfortunately, you got that pan up too hot and burnt it. The inside of that scallop is nicely cooked. It's really well done. Unfortunately, because you burnt the outside, you got the bitterness coming through.
The texture of that scallop is perfect. Light crispiness on the outside, nice and juicy in the middle. But it finishes with a bitter aftertaste because of the burnt butter. Righto, let's have a look at your rosti.
It looks like you really did try to give us something tasty. Unfortunately, it's burnt. Had that worked with the thyme and the bacon cooked nicely, it would have been fantastic.
Thank you very much.
What I did wasn't high standard. It was beginner's mistake, and I'm a professional.
Next, it's 23-year-old Ben, who dreams of gaining Michelin experience so that he can open a fine dining restaurant in his native Devon.
Well, I think any young chef's dreams to become a Michelin star chef, so that's my aim really, to get to the very top.
Ben, best of luck, off you go.
Oh, sorry. Watch your thumb there, yeah? Have you opened the scallops before, Ben?
Oh, to be honest, no.
Okay.
Don't worry, if you've never opened one before, you haven't. There's nothing we can do about that. Could you please make us a very good rosti?
I want this more than anything. I mean, I'm up here now. Now that I am here, I want to get through this first round and then just keep on taking each stage at a time.
Just 1 minute, Ben.
With the scallop, you'd never done one before. I had to stop you before you actually hurt yourself, okay? You could have lost your hand.
Palate test, making a rosti. Let's have a look.
Looking at that, I can see it's not going to be cooked in the middle.
Okay.
We can't taste that because it's obvious we've got raw potato.
That whole scallop thing took me off, and then it took from there, basically.
Ben, it happens.
One thing which I'd never done before threw me off, and then I know I've got a lot more to give from that. So it's just whether they see that or not.
Junior sous chef Matthew abandoned his university plans in favour of a cooking career.
The big dream has to be my own restaurant. My own place is definitely the goal.
10 minutes, scallop and rosti. Off you go, best of luck.
I am my own worst critic. Even if other people said things that I do are amazing, I will always find fault. I don't think I've ever done anything in my life which I've said I'm 100% happy with that.
We've got 3 minutes, Matt. Ten seconds, you've got to plate this thing, please.
Matt, I have to say that scallop came out clean in the end. That's what we wanted. Well done. Cooking, for me, perfect. Nice and moist, lovely caramelized on the outside.
Cooked very well.
Thank you.
Well done, Matthew.
Looking at your rosti, very pale, burnt on the outside, and it's not cooked through. And I can see a lot of onion on that.
We can't taste that because it's raw. I don't understand that. Really good scallop and a really bad rosti. We'll see you soon. Off you go.
Thank you. Really want to cook for Michel. I know I can do so much better than what I showed today.
Last up is 22-year-old Jamie. He's currently honing his skills as a pastry chef in a hotel restaurant with 2 rosettes.
You think you reach a level and you think, oh, that's good food, and you see someone else and you're like, how do they do that? They just want to keep moving up.
10 minutes, off you go.
Watch yourself, huh?
me, it's about learning. I'd be very happy if I achieved a 1 star level as a head chef.
5 minutes left, Jamie. You've got 30 seconds, Jamie. Get up on a plate, please.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You'd obviously never opened a scallop before. That showed in the method that you fought against to open that scallop. But Mark's on actually giving it a go. You just had to cook the one scallop for us. You had 10 minutes, plenty of time to get it done.
Not going to eat that. It's not cooked properly.
Looking at your rosti, very obvious to see that pan was way too hot. It's burnt before it's cooked. It's inedible, it's still raw, and I can't taste that.
I've cooked scallops so many times in my life, and I just can't believe I didn't cook it properly. And the same with the rosti. The amount of rostis I've done in my life, and it just messed it up. It's just unbelievable.
Wow, there were some ups and downs in that round.
I have to say Matthew did manage to get that scallop up whole without any damage. That was very well done. Nice golden brown on the outside, very moist in the middle.
Matthew Scallop was the best one in the room. I like him. I like him. A little bit too much onion in his rosti, but nobody did a good rosti.
I think with the scallop, I've shown them I can cook, but I'd rather just forget about that rosti.
To my mind, Matthew goes through. Someone else I liked as well, and that was Ludovic. He got that scallop out of there very well.
What I liked about Ludovic is he shows that he has skill. He was doing everything right, but he burnt it all in the last minute.
If it was down to me, I wouldn't give myself a chance. But I'd like them to be a bit softer than I am and let me through, because I've got a lot more to give.
It's a risk, but I think he deserves to go through.
Now we have to decide between Jamie and Ben. I don't know how we judge Ben, because he couldn't open the scallop and you stopped him before he stabbed himself.
The last thing I wanted to see was a knife go through his hand. I had to stop him. That gave him enough time, 8 minutes, to give us a fantastic rosti, but he didn't deliver.
I'd like to get through to the next stage, but obviously it's all down to the judges now.
Jamie started to fall apart under the pressure, he really did. But looking for positives here, he'd never opened a scallop before and he did it.
Jamie did give it a go with his scallop and he got it out whole, but that's where it stops with him.
My mind went blank, I wasn't thinking about what I was doing. Just have to hope that someone messed up more than I messed up.
Both these lads have made catastrophic errors.
Where is the glimmer of hope? Where have you seen some skill?
The chef that is leaving us today is Ben.
You are through by the skin of your teeth. Guys, you have got to step it up.
The next time you're cooking for my boss, Chef Michel, you cannot let me down.
I'll live to fight another day. Well, hopefully I'll get a chance to redeem myself.
I'm so relieved. I'm going to have to improve 100-fold. It's going to have to be like a different person, I think.
I really need to show some skill now. And I'm not serving bad food to Michel Roux. I can't do that.
Put your hands into the fire.
It It's day 2. Jamie, Ludwig and Matthew are back. And this time they have the chance to cook for Michel Roux Jr. To get through to the quarter-final, they have to show him they can deliver the precise, inspiring food expected at this highest level.
You wanted the right to cook for Michel Roux, you're here.
You have in front of you fillets of smoked eel. You have 50 minutes to cook 2 different dishes.
You know what's expected of you? Off you go.
This is a chance for the chefs to demonstrate their versatility. Their larder ingredients include smoked eel, puff pastry, potatoes, endive, leeks, apples, horseradish, beetroot, plums and watercress. They also have a selection of plates to give Michel a sense of their presentation skills.
The greatest chefs can make great food out of the humblest of ingredients. We are giving them beautifully smoked eel. Smoked eel is obviously smoky and it is also oily, so you need flavours to complement this. Something spicy like a horseradish or a chutney, and obviously a salad.
Smoked eels is a fine flavour and a fine texture, but making 2 great dishes from it? Oh, this is a real test.
I'm looking for a chef who can think out of the box. Give me something really great to eat.
Cooking, it's my life. It's me, basically. It's all I know, it's all I can do, it's all I dream about.
What are you cooking for us?
Well, to start with, I'm gonna do a salad with watercress, sauté potatoes. I've got an Asian kind of dressing. And for dessert, we're having plum tartuffe.
Why are we having a dessert? We need 2 dishes using smoked eel.
2 dishes. I'll take 5 minutes and I'll think about my main course.
Has that put you badly behind, do you think?
No, I don't think so. Maybe you'll have pudding as well.
To be honest, I think I'm just going to play it safe and just make sure the dishes work. Just make sure I can cook today.
Have you decided what you're going to be cooking for us?
Yeah, I have, yeah. I'm just going to... One of the dishes I'm going to do is smoked eel with a bit of beetroot, new potato salad, and the other one I'm doing is just a nice little bruschetta, and I do some scrambled eggs. I believe it shows skill doing perfect scrambled eggs.
If you can deliver a perfectly cooked scrambled egg, that's going to be fantastic. Then it will show off a skill.
That's kind of the route I'm going yet.
You have 20 minutes left.
What style of food do you normally cook?
Normally it's sort of a rustic sort of style, like big flavours, simple flavours as well. Fairly rustic, but refined rustic.
All right, you do rustic, we want refined. How are you going to make that jump?
I think there's a happy medium somewhere in between the two.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go with that as long as you can deliver it. No, I'll go with it.
Presentation is definitely important, and it's definitely going to be important today. I'm fairly confident that I can do it. I really, really just want to see what I can do, and I really want to go a long way.
2 minutes left. Boys, 30 seconds. Time's up, stop. Time's up.
For his first dish, pastry chef Jamie has made smoked eel on a potato salad with beetroot and apple.
Jamie, I like this presentation. I think it looks really nice. You've really, really gone to town on it. Taste combinations, great. However, lack of seasoning. Squeeze of lemon juice and the obvious, a little bit of spice in there, pepper. It's crying out for something else, crying out for another dimension.
Whoa, almost. You're very close. The earthy sweetness of that beetroot is a lovely contrast to the smokiness of that eel.
Jamie's second dish is smoked eel and scrambled eggs on crostini.
The scrambled eggs are good, slightly underdone and creamy, but it's lacking seasoning. I think you need to taste your food. Yeah, chefs have to taste their food.
Everything in there is prepared nicely. It just isn't going to set the competition on fire.
I guess I did keep it safe, but it wasn't because of the ingredient. It was more that I just wanted to make sure I did 2 dishes really instead of like going a bit crazy. So.
French-born Ludovic has made a dish of smoked eel with watercress, sautéed potatoes and an Asian dressing.
It does look very pretty, looks very professional and very well finished. Your Asian dressing is a very nice dressing and it works perfectly well with the watercress salad and the smoked eel. The sautéed potatoes, in my view, do not work with an Asian style dressing.
The Asian tangs of soy and ginger go beautifully with that smoked fish.
For his second dish, Ludovic decided to make eel and leek en croûte with an apple and onion salad.
That's really interesting flavours. Your apple and onion and parsley salad there is really nice because that's been seasoned as well. It's very well presented and unusual. It's nice. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Your flavour combinations are highly unusual. You've got leeks, apple, onion and smoked eel. It's not a flavour combination I've ever tasted before, I've ever seen before. It works.
Cooking for Michel Roux is a dream come true. He knows what he wants, he knows what's which, but he liked my food, so it's a big thing for me.
For his first dish, Matthew has also served smoked eel and scrambled eggs on crostini.
It does look neat, but is it really fine dining? Questionable. Yeah. Very good cooked eggs, very moist and creamy. I like the fact that the smoked eel is cut thinly, actually. It works well on the scrambled egg.
The texture is lovely. Flavours are good. That's great. All we've got to do now is get your rusticity to meet our refinement. And you could be on your way. I tell you what, I didn't expect you like that so much. That is really, really nice.
Matthew's second dish is smoked eel, roasted endive and garlic, watercress and horseradish cream.
It's a well thought out dish, and I like the idea of the roasted endive with the garlic. I think this shows me that you understand good flavour combinations as well.
I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. The textures are good because it's crunch and it's smooth with the cream, and you've still got a bit of give in that eel, and the flavours are really good. I'm impressed. I am honestly impressed with both dishes. Well done.
I think I've showed them knife skills, that I've got a good palate. I can do all of that sort of stuff, but I do just need to tweak it and refine it just that little bit more. I think hopefully if I can do that this afternoon, then I'll be on my way. Fingers crossed.
Any one of you could win today. You've proved you can. Off you go.
Three very different chefs today. Very different, very individual talents. Matthew says he cooks rustic food, but if he can combine his great taste buds with finer presentation, then he'll be there.
His style is quite basic, but he does know what we're looking for.
I'm feeling a lot more confident and more relaxed, I think, so hopefully this afternoon will go well.
Jamie has proved that he can prepare the sort of food we are looking for, but he's got to step it up one more notch. He's got to season properly, he's got to taste.
If Jamie doesn't start tasting his food, then he'll be out of this competition.
Seasoning is a big thing, and obviously my head chefs everywhere at work are always nailing into your seasoning and taste everything. So like I said, it was a bit of a schoolboy error not checking that, but at least it wasn't a total disaster.
Ludovic can obviously cook very well. He can also present food very, very well. Worrying, though, is his food combinations. Potato and Asian dressing will never work. His other dish of smoked eel fillet wrapped in puff pastry with leek was a great idea.
I don't know how he's going to get on in the classics because he can't be too inventive with them.
If Ludovic goes off-piste on the classic recipe test, it could be disaster.
Being a chef, it's all about creativity and being able to follow orders. So this afternoon we'll see if I'm made to follow orders or just create dishes.
The one who really excels and shines in the classic recipe test will go through. We want you to cook a beef bourguignon. For the dessert, we want you to cook a classic tarte citron, a lemon tart.
80 minutes. Best of luck, gentlemen, off you go.
Beef bourguignon is a traditional peasant stew. It's named after the Burgundy wine that gives this dish its rich red colour.
The key to making a good beef bourguignon is to cut the beef into nice, big, chunky pieces. You then need to fry them off to seal in the lovely flavours of the beef and to give that lovely brown texture on the outside. The wine needs to be boiled and then reduced a bit to intensify the flavour of the sauce. Presentation is obviously very important. It is, after all, a stew. We need lots of sauce and it has to be in a bowl.
Their second classic is lemon tart, thought to have originated in medieval times when lemons were first cultivated in Europe.
To make the perfect lemon tart, you have to roll out your short crust pastry to the right thickness. Not too thick and not too thin. If it's too thin, it will obviously break. If it's too thick, it won't be nice to eat. The most common mistake is undercooking the lemon tart. And if they do undercook it, they will never be able to give us the perfect slice.
These are two great dishes, but they need craftsmanship. This is a real test for our chefs today.
OK, Matthew. Happy with these recipes?
I could be happier, put it that way.
Why is that?
I've never made a lemon tart before.
So all your hopes lay with your bourguignon?
I've cooked a few before, so I'm fairly confident with that.
Presentation-wise, what are you going to do that's going to elevate this humble dish to grander?
Well, I'm not going to try and do anything incredible with it. I think the flavour should speak for itself. Bourguignon, mash, perfect. What else do you need?
Matthew looks very much at home with the beef bourguignon. Of course, it's a very rustic stew, and that's his style. That's what he loves. He's never made a lemon tart before. Never. He could be in trouble.
I'm sure there's no problem with a beef bourguignon for you.
Shouldn't be any problem. I don't think I should mess about too much with it. But I think at the last minute it all come together, and maybe I'll surprise you with a little Ludovic presentation.
It wouldn't be a Ludovic dish if it wasn't slightly different. And what is a good lemon tart all about?
It's a nice, fresh, summery dessert, and it'll speak for itself.
He sounds quite confident.
Sounds very confident. I like it. I like it, Ludovic.
Ludovic, with his French background, should understand a beef bourguignon, and he looks in total control of his kitchen there.
Will he be able to stop himself playing with what are real classic dishes? What's concerning you most about these dishes?
Presentation. Well, not really the lemon tart, more the beef bourguignon, making it presentable, really.
What about the tart citron?
Been sort of like pastry chef the past 6 months, so hopefully lemon tart should be alright.
Jamie has not read the recipe properly for the lemon tart. He's actually made a lemon curd mix on the stove, which he's now poured back into the pastry case. I think we're in for a disaster.
You have 60 seconds. Time's up. Time is up.
With a quarter-final place at stake, the chef's classic dishes need to reach the standard Michel requires. The first dish to come under scrutiny is the beef bourguignon.
Ludo, we'll start with yours.
I would say you certainly have presented this in a very elegant fashion, barring the fact that there is not enough sauce. The mashed potato, I think, is a little bit grainy. I think there may have been a potato that wasn't quite cooked enough in there, and it's not as smooth as I would like it. It is, however, really well seasoned. It is a good beef bourguignon, that is for sure.
I think your meat is cooked beautifully well. There are tiny little lumps in your mashed potato. The flavour front, I think you got it right.
Jamie, it really is a very novel way to serve up a beef bourguignon. The sauce is very winey, very, very winey. It's almost too strong, but you could get away with it. The whole dish is well seasoned. In the first round, you had issues with seasoning, and no, that's well seasoned. Yeah, I like it.
Beautiful mashed potato. Your meat is really well cooked. It is nicely seasoned. There are good flavours in there. Not far off, though, Jamie. Not far off at all.
OK, Matthew, what we're looking for is a chef who presents his food, even the humble stew, in a fine dining style. That really is very simplistic. The meat is cooked properly, well-seasoned dish. The sauce is very good, has a lovely depth of flavour. You can really taste all the ingredients in there, but not quite enough wine.
You have the softest meat by far. You've got the creamiest mashed potato, lovely seasoning. Almost stupendous.
It's the chef's last chance to prove their talent with their lemon tart.
Ludo, let's try yours.
the pastry's not quite cooked enough. It's a little bit soft underneath, which it shouldn't be. It should still be crunchy. Your lemon tart mix is nice. It's got a nice bite to it, very lemony. The raspberry coulis is delicious. It is a good dessert.
I love that filling, and what I'm looking for is a firmer, almost flaky pastry. And what I've got is a bendy pastry, and it just doesn't feel right. But the filling is superb.
I don't think I had any disaster today. I did well. My 4 plate of food reflect what I am and who I am.
Jamie?
There is a major problem here. You didn't follow the recipe properly. It's really a shame because your pastry's cooked properly, but the lemon curd just simply has not worked because you baked it again in the oven.
Really good flavours. Really good. I tell you, it's such a shame.
The first time I ever made lemon tart was probably when I was about 15, 16, and I've made it many, many times. I would just do it a bit differently to the way I was supposed to do it today. So I should have really followed the recipe, kind of thing.
If I were in your shoes, I would have said, sorry guys, I don't want to serve it. It's not up to standard. It's rubbish. I'll taste it, but... it's burnt on the top, and that's completely curdled. No, it's... I don't need to tell you. You know it's wrong.
Nice crisp pastry. And underneath that, you've got raspberries and cream. I can't taste the tart filling because it's like scrambled egg.
To be quite honest, I wouldn't have given it to my dog. It was just shocking. Awful, awful, awful.
We have judging to do. Thank you. Off you go. There were mistakes. There definitely were mistakes along the way. But I think we had some really good food out of those guys today.
Jamie obviously very nervous and not so sure about himself, which is a shame because I think he's got quite a bit of talent there hidden underneath those nerves.
In the versatility round, he gave us a piece of toast, nicely drizzled with plenty of olive oil, well-made scrambled eggs.
It was a good toast and well-cooked eggs. It lacked in seasoning. His other dish, I thought looked pretty as a picture, and that was the style of presentation that we were looking for. But it was let down in the fact that it wasn't seasoned enough. He gave us a beef bourguignon, which, quite frankly, I've never seen a beef bourguignon presented to me like that before. And it's not the way I would present a beef bourguignon. However, I think he deserves a pat on the back because he really was thinking outside of the box and said, well, I'm going to do my beef bourguignon differently.
But the sauce was far too thin, and actually it still tasted of wine, which isn't a great thing.
His dessert was almost a disaster. He had made a lemon curd instead of a baked lemon tart, and obviously when he tried to cut it, it collapsed.
But I must say, that's one of the best flavoured lemon curds I've ever tasted.
I think presentation skills have shown that I'm a bit different, which I think might be a good thing. And also the flavours are there, it's just refining it.
I think Ludo did really well in the versatility test. His 2 eel dishes I thought were really inspired. That first dish he gave us of the watercress salad with the Asian dressing and the pieces of eel mixed in was really, really delicious. Unfortunately, potatoes and Asian-style dressing just do not work.
His second dish was nothing short of incredible. I've never seen anybody do that. He did smoked eel en croûte.
It was a well-balanced dish as well. His beef bourguignon was a very good attempt. It was very well presented in a classic fashion. But his mashed potato was slightly grainy. But it was nonetheless a good beef bourguignon.
His lemon tart, I thought, was wonderfully flavoured. Really good. Pastry was disappointing and it was bendy and soft.
I did my best. My food reflects what I'm doing, who I am as a chef, and now it's in the hands.
I think Matthew is a very good cook. He gave us, first of all, a crostini with scrambled egg and slithers, nicely thinly cut pieces of smoked eel. His second dish of roasted endive with garlic, whipped cream and horseradish, I thought worked really well.
They were my two favourite dishes in the versatility test. And he was really, for me, delivering big, good flavour.
Matthew's beef bourguignon I would have quite happily tucked into. It was well seasoned, a very rich sauce, sadly lacking in red wine, but the flavours were there.
I thought the beef was the best cooked out of all three.
But we harped on about presentation in the first round and he really didn't listen to us at all.
And then there was a huge hole in his repertoire where desserts were supposed to be, and it was just a disaster.
The only redeeming factor of that dish was that the pastry was cooked properly, but it was dreadful.
But I think what he did up to that point was special. And I mean special.
The day as a whole, I've produced 3 out of 4 dishes which they've really liked, and I've got some really, really good feedback, which is always good. It's just marred by the appearance of that awful lemon tart.
What are we going to do?
Yet again, it's another tough decision.
Chef going through to the next round is
Ludovic.
All of the positive feedback was great. I really enjoyed that. It's not every day you get Michel Roux saying, I really enjoyed your food, so I suppose there's some good to come of it.
I'm a bit annoyed. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted, really. Wish they got through.
I put my heart on the table and I cooked with my heart, and it's all that matters. It's all I can say, really. So.
Ludovic will be back for the quarter-final to battle it out for the title of Professional MasterChef.